about making money. It's about making money, folks, okay? It doesn't matter how many little hearts you get behind your Twitter posts or how many fanfare you get from all these other, I don't even know how Instagram works. Whatever that stuff is that would fluff a person up, those things don't matter. Making money does. Paying your bills does. Being able to eat, taking care of your family, paying your mortgage off. How about getting a house without a mortgage? Paying your car note off so that way you don't have to make any payments. New set of duds, clothes, doing something for someone that wouldn't expect it. Those types of things. That right there, that is a real motivator. But that doesn't make sense to most people. They want to hear 200R multiple trades, but you're going to learn from the secret market maker guy that used to work for XYZ Bank. And here's the proof. He's trading with nanolots. The fuck? Are you serious? And that's what's going on. That's the proof they're showing. And they're still in nanolots teaching. So I told myself when I was going to do this space, don't go off the rails. Just be polite and try to, be nice. I'm trying to be nice. But when you really look at all this bullshit that's out there, it's like, really, man? Really? Like, all the things that could be done, these are the shitheads that go out here and do this stuff. And they make it about image, the things that you can't pay your rent with. You can't put groceries in your refrigerator, in your freezer, with worshiping these clowns. That's why I don't want any of you worshiping me. I'm just trying to be a voice of reason, okay? I don't like team mentality, but if you're here to learn, I have no problem, trying to be team captain in that regard, but I'm not trying to create codependence. I want people to think about things soberly. I want them to understand that these are the things that matter most. Don't get caught up in all the other bullshit, because that doesn't make you money. And if it ain't putting bread in your pocket, what the fuck difference does it make? Who cares who likes who, what is better, who gives a shit? If you want to go out there and trade Bollinger Bands and it makes you money, man, go for it. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. I want all of you
Bollinger Bands?
That's
what the hell?
I want you all making money. I get my rocks off when I...
Bollinger Bands? Wait, what? Bollinger Bands? Yo! What up, what up? What up, team? Welcome. Welcome to YouTube. Welcome to YouTube stream. How we're all doing today. Whose voice are we hearing? It's ICT. Yes, it's ICT. It's ICT. Of course, we start off with ICT. Alright, let me see if you guys can see the screen. Sound is okay. Music is okay. Let me know. Little sip of the water. Your junior OTE from Twitter. Welcome. Ibubi Ogoma. Sorry, man. Hard name to pronounce. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Dark MX I shot. Aren't you the guy that asked for proof? Why would I post a video about making money and lying about it? I am not that type of guy, trust me. I know there are a lot of them, but I'm not the one. I always show receipts. I always show screenshots. You can follow me on Twitter. You'll see all the breakdowns there. You will see posts of payouts. You will see posts of account screenshots. Right? We're not hiding anything. Best teacher. Thank you, sir. Style Messiah. Alright, what the plan is for today, guys. Listen. The plan. This is the plan. We're gonna do market outlook. We're gonna do questions, whatever you guys want to ask. I'm gonna try to go over all of your questions. What else will we do? I think that's probably what we're gonna do, because the monthly candle just started off, right? So we're gonna just see what the hell is going on. Where do we want to aim for? So you guys also have a longer perspective outlook, right? It's also important for you guys if you're still struggling with a higher time frame draw or whatever. Right, we're gonna go over that. Maybe break down some trades I took. Right, just got an email as well that my payout has been approved. From ACG, right? I posted on Twitter, right? The 6K profit. So that's good. What else? Oh yeah, we're just gonna chill out for an hour. I think for about an hour. Yeah. All right. Let's just recap. Let's just recap my video from yesterday, right? Where I said price is probably gonna hit the sell side today, or hit the target today, which actually happened, right? So no hindsight there as well, but it was very obvious this draw into this high, right? So okay, first of all, I'm gonna go over the chat because I'm missing a lot. Thank you for Wang Hao. Thank you for supporting, man. And NHL's Shmuga. Man, that's so hard. What the hell? NCH is Mugugaga 252. Okay, thank you for supporting, brother. Oh man. Sorry if I mispronounce anybody's name, right? Obviously, some names are difficult. Did you take any trades today? No, I'm waiting for today to pass. I want to have information. I'm gonna break down in a bit why. Because there are two scenarios you can wait for, right? And it has to do with obvious time of the month is important, and some drawn liquidity might seem like it is the drawn liquidity, but we need some proper confirmation, right, before we look for anything. OTE, why do you not trade indices but prefer Forex? This is the number one reason why I don't trade indices. It's too feminine for me, right? The real men trade Forex, right? And that's the only thing you need to know. And also, if you look at Nasdaq, right? If you look at the weekly time frame, yeah, that looks really good. I'm sorry for my futures traders, but this is ass. I'm not gonna lie. Stuck in the same range for the last 1.5 months, 2 months almost. It's just it's bad. And then you look at GU, for example. Wow, big ass expansion candles, right? Even the retracement here, where I actually called all the shorts here as well in my private Discord, and then the longs afterwards. And then the shorts last week, right? So we're just ping-ponging up and down, and this looks just way better than indices, and that's just how it is. If you have a very high testosterone level, right, you trade Forex, and that's just a fact. Your recent educations are incredible. Thank you, sir. Hello, world. Appreciate that. What up, Otissi? Otissi, my man, from the Discord. Let's go. Yes, sir. Anyway, we could have caught EU today. Of course, there's always a way you can catch a trade. Personally, I would not. We do have SMT on the highs, right? But if you are so close towards equal lows, I don't think it's worth to look for a setup just to... you don't know if this low will reject, right? You don't know. So I don't think it's worth to catch these types of trades. I'd rather find it all the way up here, just like GU, right? Find the trade all the way up here and then aim for the equal lows, which is... This is from the video from yesterday, right? Where I caught this IFEG sells live in front of the team. But I don't think today was the best day to trade. It's start of the monthly candle, start of the weekly candle. We do have SMT here, right? So I guess you could have looked for a lower time frame TSD and aimed for this low, but other than that, I don't personally, I would not look for that. That's not my style. Not my style at all. Are you MMXM? Yes. Yes, I'm MMXM. Yes, I am. Don't spam. I see one guy spamming 10 times the same question. Unfortunately, you can just type it once and I will read it when I go through all the questions, guys. Please Don't spam the chat. We're gonna go over the outlook of everything in a bit, okay? No worries, no worries. Great, hey, great. Your content and MMXM give a lot of insight for looking the market. Wish you more success. Thank you, Ali Ibrahim. Thank you, sir. What time frame do you use to confirm high or low of the daily candle, and how? 1 hour on the minimum. And that depends on where it traded, above daily opening price or below. If it ran a previous session, if it's violating a 4 hour or 1 hour bullish or bearish array, right? But no lower than the 1 hour. You have 24 candles in one daily candle, right? 24 1 hour candles. So you have time enough to wait for a confirmation and then trade the continuation. You don't have to get in on the lowest part of the day. Was it SMT with DXY or GBP? It was with GBP. GBP USD, yeah. Breaker, you see how GU hit the... This is a good one, actually. This is a good question. You see how it ran into the 4 hour, right? The FVG. Or was it this one? And then it ran the high again, right? You mean this one, right? That's a good question. You don't know. You don't know if this will happen. But it is possible if it rejects the low, right? Closes back inside of the range. There can be another run on a high in New York session, right? So this is a continuation purge. And this is what I explained in the video as well. If you want to trade continuation purges, the most important part afterwards is that you pick the PD array that is used to violate price action, right? So this one should have pushed price higher, right? If we are trading below it. This might be a CSDOB for somebody who's looking for buys, right? Or bullish for value gap to buy from. We don't know yet. Because it might range. It was end of the week as well. It was unlikely to range, by the way, because we already had this previous few days. That's why I wanted to short this. But if you wait for IFVG on the 1 hour, you can expect continuation because it's not respecting a bullish array and it did a continuation purge before. Very, very powerful signal, okay? So if you are trading the 1 hour time frame, this is a model in itself. It doesn't always appear, but when it does, it has a very, very high strike rate. So if you trade this, it's going to be very good. Okay, so GU took out the lows here. So that's basically the draw for actually for today. Probably going to go a lot lower, depending on where we are in the range. Let's see where we are. If we take the entire high to low, it has to go, I think on the minimum, it has to go to here. Right, so there's a bunch of room still to go down. It's more than 100 pips from where we are right now. What I'm kind of hoping is that we don't hit discount and then there will be an opportunity for tomorrow, right? Because we have some high resistant highs. Just that is just a very easy range to trade. Now, are you patient enough to wait for this range? That's the question. Or let's say price drops all the way back down into that level where I want to see price trade towards, and it hits it already before it retraces, then the move is gone and then you don't catch it, right? So patience is the game here. You don't have to catch every single move. If the move has already happened and you didn't get taken, your entry model didn't get hit or whatever, just sideline, man. Nobody's forcing you to trade. It's literally, that's the worst thing, literally. If you just start chasing price because it starts to drop, right? This is dropping right now. I might be, oh shit, I'm missing the trade. I'm missing the trade. And then you fuck up. That's how it goes. Outlook for gold. Yeah, let's hold on one. Can you breakdown of UJ longs in discount? We'll look at that as well. Next week on the market, dude. Next week on the market, dude. Yes. We'll break down everything in a bit. When you take direct entry when price comes to OTE level, and when do you take confirmation entry? That's a good question as well. Typically, that depends on what time frame you're trading and what the time of the day is as well. And there's another criteria. Depends on the market cycle. I prefer to wait for a confirmation. If you're, let's say you're selling in premium, right? And price goes like this and does this, then I prefer to wait for a confirmation, right? Something like this, and then trade it, right? When I don't wait for confirmation is when this happens, right? When price drops, goes sideways. Here, I just enter. Now, who can explain to me why? Why would I just enter here and not wait for confirmation? And why would I wait for confirmation when this happens over here? If you have the right answer, you win a cookie. AMD, accumulation manipulation, SMT. Where's the SMT? There's no SMT here. Market cycles, because you ran a high. Market cycles. Market cycles. Yeah, you guys are right. Why do you wait for a consolidation? Because then you have information, right? You know price is not going to reverse from a consolidation. So it's a very highly likely that you're in an AMD, right? An accumulation, manipulation, and then a distribution. This is a V-shaped recovery. This is an expansion. Would be a retracement to go lower. We don't know, but it goes all because it could also be a reversal. You don't know, right? We're here. You know. You know this is very, very likely to be an AMD. Where's my cookie? Yeah. Yeah. DM me your address. I will send you 1,200 pounds of chocolate chip cookies. And you have to video it that you're eating it. The entire package, please. Yeah, also a good one. Ebenezer Tabu, a relative equal lows. That's also nice to have, right? So you have a very clear drawn liquidity for continuation lower, right? So this is very, very important. For me, that's just natural, right? It goes without saying. I don't have to think about it. If you don't have to think about it either, you're very much in sync with market cycles as well. It's very important, right? Same with Euro today, right? This could have also been a manipulation, but because we had SMT on the highs, it did not go above the highs, right? So then now it looks like a consolidation into an expansion, which also fits the market cycles. But it is, for me, you don't have to trade this, because it's already at these lows what the target was earlier in the week. And now we'll just wait for information and see if we can catch a continuation later in the week, right? And drawn liquidity is intact. Yes, that's also a good one. What do you use for SMT with AUD USD? I don't trade AUD USD, but you should use NZD USD for SMT. Because AUD and NCD are closely correlated assets. I've never traded Forex. According to your experience, what would you keep in mind to do it besides checking DXY levels and news? Any time zones maybe? Time of the day depends on the time frame you're trading. So if you trade a 1 hour time frame, you don't really need a kill zone, right? So you don't need, I need to be between 2 a.m. or 5 a.m. for London, right? You don't need that. If you're trading a 15-minute time frame though, you need kill zones because you want to have that volume in those time frames. Otherwise, you're just gonna sit in consolidation. Let's say you trade at whatever 3 p.m. EST, right? On a 15-minute time frame, you're just gonna get high resistance liquidity. There's no trading there. You should not do that on a 15. Now let's say your entry is around 3 p.m. on a 1 hour time frame. You can use a 1 hour base stop loss, right? Let's say this is late in the day, for example. What you do on a 1 hour time frame is you use the most recent range, right? Where SMT is on, obviously, and then you just hold the trade, right? If you're trading a 15-minute time frame, right, you use the kill zone, right? So ideally, I think ICT is from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., but I don't think 7 a.m. is a good time to trade. But as soon as 9 a.m. hits, right, it uses an IFEG here. You could trade this on the 15, right? And I didn't trade it on the 15, but the stop loss is similar, right? So the stop loss is similar on the 15. right? And then you aim for the low. This is the exact trade I took, by the way, Friday, right, from the IFEG. I think in the stream I even talked about the relative equal highs on the 1 minute. Let's zoom in over here. Yeah, I was saying to the team, we're gonna probably run out this relative equal highs here, and then we're gonna drop. But look, if you trade the 1 minute on Forex, absolutely disgusting. You should not do that. 1 hour time frame is goated. 1 hour time frame. You need to trade 1 hour time frame on Forex. Period. Stop trading lower time frame. Don't go on the 5 minute, the 1 minute. Use your whatever the fuck, like concepts that makes no sense, right? Just 1 hour time frame Forex is GOAT. That's what you want to do. When you choose accounts for prop firm, do you consider that allow news trading or not? Yes, I don't want to go on a prop firm where there's like a 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after rule, or when the 5 minutes your target gets hit, your profits get deducted, right? I don't like that, especially because I always pick swing type accounts so I can hold through the news. I don't open trades just before the news. That's not why I buy the account. But let's say I'm in from London and we've got some high impact news on New York. I want to be able to hold my trade through that news event, because the news event is nothing else than a volatility injection, right? A volatility injection, because of news, it will push price either towards your TP or your stop loss, obviously. But we need those news releases for volume, right? You should not press buy or sell just a minute before the news release. That's bullshit. That's gambling. I agree that prop firms are right about that. You should not do that. But if you get punished because you're holding a trade from 10 hours ago and you don't get your profits because your TP gets hit with news, it's just the dumbest rule ever. How should you be able to trade if you're, let's say, they're just saying you can only trade lower time frame and do short-term targets. That's it. You can't hold overnight, or you can't hold through the news because it's dangerous. But brother, if I'm up 50 pips or 60 pips and my TP gets hit with the news release, what do you want? You know, like, I don't understand. Like, a lot of prop firm rules are good though, but some of them are just there to fuck you over. I'm not gonna lie. Best time frame for entries on Forex and why? 1 hour time frame, like I just explained. Literally, you don't need kill zones. You have enough time to find continuation purges and disrespected PDRAs, right? My favorite is 1 hour IFEG after a continuation purge, like I explained in yesterday's video. So make sure to watch the video if you have not, right? You don't need a complicated system. This is the problem. Everybody wants to go and somebody has some shiny new object, right? They talk about some bullshit double SMT with a fucking whatever, right? You don't need that dumb shit. You need market structure, liquidity, and just look at the market maker model. That's it. You don't need some bullshit macro or whatever. Just think logically, right? What do you think about YM? YM? I have no thoughts on this. No, I don't have no thought. I have no thoughts on that. No, thank you. Okay, so let's make this a little bit interactive, right? If we want to find our bias, we start on a monthly, right? I want to hear your thoughts, right? You have to type whatever you are thinking here. We're going to make it interactive, okay? Because I can just say what I think, but if we discuss what's going to happen, right? It's going to be way more impactful. So if you look at the monthly time frame, right? Let me remove all this from the monthly. Up and up. What do we think here, right? What are we thinking right now? Is this gonna go up or is this gonna go down? And I don't know is also an answer, right? Because we can always go to the weekly and the daily afterwards, right? And then we wait for information. What indicator do you use to separate the days? I do it manually with the vertical lines. I don't use indicators. I'm a firm believer of putting everything manually on the chart even if it's like it can be automated. I think once you automate shit, you start to lose sight of little details, and little details are very important in trading. So that's why I do everything manually, right? Even if it's a vertical line or a session time or a daily divider, I do it all. It takes literally 5 seconds, right? And you get more in sync with the charts, right? You gotta be the candlestick. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Up, bullish, gonna go up first and then down. Retest of the monthly OB and go down. Down due to candle closure. Bearish on DXY. January candle close will likely go up. Do we wait for 4-hour CSD for a reversal? I prefer that, yeah. I prefer a low risk buy or low risk sell, actually. Tom, you made me a profitable and clear my fundeds. Regardless, I still want to join your community and be part of the journey one day and meet you. Thanks for all the knowledge and much respect and love from India. Excalibur, man, thank you so much for the kind words, man. This sounds amazing, man. And you're always welcome to join. You're not obligated, of course. But yeah, that's awesome, man. Keep going. And don't give up. And don't do stupid shit, right? Stay disciplined. We did close upside. We took the previous monthly lows. Funded next 40% on news on your profit is if it hits TP. Oh shit. Yeah, I just got funded with funded next as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta just make sure to close my trade before the news then. or remove my take profit. And they have like 5 minutes before and after, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so a lot of you guys think higher, right? Okay, let's go to the weekly. Right, based on the weekly, what we're seeing over here, we have this low that got run, right? Ideally, we run the other side of the range, right? That's what you ideally want to do. We don't know if that will happen, but there is a possibility, right? If we go to the daily, right? And I'm only saying this because we took out an extreme low, right? If we just took out this low, I would not say that. Or if we just took out these lows, I would not say we might go all the way up here, right? But because we took an extreme low, right? It's very possible the price runs higher. Now, what do we want to see if we are bullish, right? What do we want to see on the daily time frame? What kind of closure do we need on today's candle? You narrated the MMXM course, right? Yes, I did. Course 1 and 2. That is correct. I also do bedtime stories, right? So if you... And you can email me if you want some ASMR, right? Telling you for $10 I'll narrate your own made up story. I will narrate it for you. Anyone use Goat Funded Trader? No, I don't use that. How much do you risk on your Fivers account? Challenges and funded? Challenge up to 2% and funded 1 to 2% max. I trade the Fivers account a little bit more with a little bit more risk because they allow me to do that. Unless you do stupid shit, of course, they will restrict you, I'm pretty sure. But all the other accounts I use like less than 1%. OTE, I'm here to watch your live YouTube. I'm the guy who gave advice last week. Thanks a lot. You gave me advice, but welcome to the stream anyway. Thanks for the advice. I don't remember which advice, but thank you. So we want a closure above volume imbalance, above all daily high, plus deep in the daily fair value gap. Patata split, that's actually a good answer. I like that. Closure above the weekly gap. Yeah, so we have this gap, right? Exactly, we want to have a closure above here, right? That is ideal. What do we have? What do we have this week? What news release do we have this week, right? Important to know. What kind of news release do we have this week? NFP, as exactly, Yank. NFP. We have NFP on Friday. Now, what else important do we have? What else? Very, very important. The day before NFP. Everybody pull up Forex Factory quickly. What the fuck is on Thursday? Yeah, Marco da Silva, the one. EZB, exactly. So we have interest rates. Interest rates for the pound and for the euro, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Very impactful for DXY as well. Right? So now we know what kind of daily candle closure we want to see. If we want to aim for higher, and if we don't get that closure, should we sit on our hands or should we look for shorts? What is the answer here? Should we look for shorts or should we look for or should we sit on our hands? If we don't, let's say the daily candle closes just below the high here, right? Do we look for shorts? Wait. DK, the pip architect, welcome, man. Thank you for supporting the stream. Oh, he withdraw the message? Okay. But thank you anyway. Sit on hands until 4-hour structures in our favor. Very good answer. I like that. Why is the 4 hour so important, right? The 4 hour time frame is going to give you a more clear direction on the weekly expansion, because there are only only 6 4-hour candles. That's what I meant to say, right? So that's not enough for a daily confirmation. It's more for a weekly confirmation, right? And the same thing with the 1 hour time frame. You have 24 1 hour candles in a daily candle, so those are enough to form a reversal or a confirmation within the day, right? They always gotta practicalize it that way. That's why it's weekly to 4 hour. In my occasion, I see a lot of weekly to 1 hour or whatever, or daily to 15 minutes. I don't use that. I use my own, right, time frame alignment, as you guys know. I'm DK, your old student. Yes, I remember you, man. From India, right? DK, how are you doing these days? Hopefully you are doing fine. Using bonds, DXY should go higher anytime soon. Also a good indication, right? You want to look at the bonds. What are the bonds? This is treasury. Bonds are not doing anything right now, right? Bonds are not doing anything. I don't think this has an indication of giving a strong indication where DXY wants to go, because it's high resistance. It's stuck in a range. And if this happens on bonds, right, stuck in a range, what do? We ignore it. We don't look at it. So we look at DXY. That's what we do. There's too much analysis paralysis with people using bonds. It's a fact. I've seen it over and over. And I look at bonds, but I take it as a smaller confluence, because market structure and liquidity is king, right? So that's how I use it personally, right? How to know a Monday move is real or fake? I've seen something Monday gives a fake move. Could be. A lot of times Monday actually creates high or low of the week. ACDAS. If you're in higher time frame bearish order flow, right? Look at the weekly candle. Is the weekly candle more likely to expand higher or lower? If it's more likely to expand lower, you can expect Monday to be a fake move up, right? If Monday moves down with order flow, right? So you don't get the manipulation, quote unquote, and Tuesday runs up higher and closes bullish and it looks like it's gonna go higher, you could have a Wednesday previous daily high run, close back inside a candle, and now you have Wednesday high of the week. Right? So typically that happens depending on the economic calendar. So if there's some high impact news, which will be the distribution of the weekly candle, you can see early in the week we have a manipulation. If the entire week starts to go sideways, right, before the news event, you can expect that news release to be a manipulation move, and then you trade continuation after the news, right? So there's 2 scenarios you can look at. All right, DK, good to hear, man. Good to hear. Last week you gave me advice on Instagram. Oh, you're CPMM, I think, right? Yeah. All right. Welcome to the stream. Anyway, sorry, bro. I talk to a lot of people online. My bad. What should be the pricing for a custom mukbang? Also, what is a mukbang? Chopped as fuck. What is a mukbang? I don't know what it is. Also, which platform would you recommend for swing trading forex? I would say FTMO is good. Swing type account, obviously. Sit out and no sells at the low of the range. But we're not at the low. This is the low of the range, right? So we're not in the low of the range. If you look at the 4 hour right now, we have one thing that we do know, right? One thing, little detail. We have this. We have an up close candle here. We don't want price to violate this, right? Even though there's no swing high, we have a breakaway gap above it. That's SMT, I'm pretty sure as well. If we look at the 4 hour, this is the most recent range we're using. Right, so we have equal highs around premium and we have a key level above it. I don't think it got hit yet. No, it did not. Right, so we know this. We know Monday runs higher, but we don't know where it will close, right? If this starts to print a bullish fair value gap, and this is the sponsorship part, right? If this starts to print a bullish fair value gap and it keeps pushing higher, we have information that we're probably going to run higher, right? If we start to close below this candle here, right? You wait for sponsorship. You don't get in straight up because the 4 hour candle engulfed one candle here. That does not mean price is going to go bearish straight up. You wait for sponsorship on the 1 hour, right? What does that look like, right? You need something like this, where you can look for buys, right? You want to have this type of scenario, but then on this side of the curve. That happens when you can engage on that when you have patience, right? Is QT funded good? I'm not gonna lie, last year I was funded with QT, right? I did not make it to a payout because I did something really stupid last year because I was very overconfident. I was up, I kid you not, I was up like 10k on that account and I managed to still blow the account. Even though all my other accounts got payouts, I was way too aggressive on QT because I wanted to have like that monster payout, right? I was aiming for like a 20,000 payout. Obviously, if you try to force a massive payout, you run the risk of getting stopped out. Now, why did I mess it up? Because typically every Forex prop firm has a 5% daily drawdown, but QT funded has a 4% daily drawdown, right? So if you do 2% risk and you take 2 trades, you already violate that rule, right? So that was kind of oopsie, right? But yeah, you learn from it, but I can't really comment if they're good or not. I did not make it to the payout, but I think the challenge phases were fine. I heard a lot of stuff that they're denying payouts, so I'm personally not willing to go there again. So I'm just avoiding it for now. GPP already created an inverse daily fair value gap. Do you think the weekly high will be set there? It depends on today, honestly. I would have preferred if I actually do this. We did hit discount, yeah. Because this is the IFG and here's the next leg up. So technically it did hit discount because we have a little swing low here. I don't like this to a swing. I prefer this as a swing low because we have the actual OB here. But this makes sense. We already in discount here as well. So it depends. It depends on the candle closure. Honestly. Because I don't want to be a gay bear, right? on majors when bullish pressure is very imminent. QT, I got one payment, and second payment, now I have a risk interview. But the risk interview is fine. If you can just explain your strategy and you don't do like random stuff on the chart and you have literally a strategy you're using, then it's fine. So I have had a risk interview before as well, and then I got paid out afterwards, so it doesn't matter. It's only for people who are doing stupid stuff and get a lucky payout and they can't explain what they're doing, right? I'm in drawdown of 5% in my 100k funded. Please suggest me some advice. You are probably not journaling because you find your advice in the journal. You will spot mistakes you're making in the journal. Journal is key. If you don't know what to journal, I have a video on the channel as well on what to actually write down and how you can calculate your most efficient risk to reward versus win rate. So make sure to watch that. Right, so it's how to backtest a profitable strategy, outline everything what you need to write down, and also things like the duration of your trade, right? People who get anxious when they're in a trade, and I know my average trade is between 2 hours and sometimes even 18 hours, right? It depends on what kind of market cycle the higher time frame is. So if the higher time frame is a very volatile expansion phase, the trade setups are gonna hit TP within 2 hours, 3 hours, right? If the market is a little bit in a slumber, it can take up to 1 to 2 days even to hit your TP, right? And I know that because I journal that, right? I know when the market is slower, it's going to take longer. My average trade duration is longer, right? When are you planning to try futures account? Let's see. Hold on. Yes. Hopefully it's not mirrored. Is it mirrored? Is this mirrored? Oh. Okay. Okay. There's your answer. I'm the number one indices hater. You guys don't know. But you guys do know. Top 3 FX props. I would say the Fiverr is number 1. I'm not affiliated with prop firms, by the way. I don't do affiliate codes or affiliate with any prop firm or broker or any of that kind of stuff. I would say Fiverr is on 1. I think their spread is really good. I've never been denied a payout. I get another payout this Thursday. Highly likely that I don't get denied either for that one. So I would say yeah, that was number 1. Number 2 probably FTMO because they're just solid. And I hear a lot of people about the 1% rule. I've never had a 1% rule imposed on my FTMO, and it's basically for people who use an extremely high lot size and just risky behavior overall. And I'm very conservative, right? So I've never had that issue. So yeah. Number 2 is probably FTMO. And I know I don't want to say a number 3 because I don't like any other prop firm outside of these two. Please give advice on prop firm that has like 25% consistency rule. 25% is very tight. If it's like 40%, it's still fine. Because if you just do consistent 2R trades, 40% you can get your payout within 3 or 4 days. But 25% is a lot, I think. It's a very high restriction. I don't like that at all. Look at the bearish weekly OB on DXY. There's a bearish weekly for value gap also. What's your say on that? That's in the back of my mind for sure, yeah. That's why I'm waiting for today, right, to close and form my plan. I'm leaning more towards lower based on the monthly, because we closed below previous monthly low. It did close back inside of the range, which I don't really like, but the monthly candle starts off trading higher, right? So it's just a waiting game at this point. You don't have to engage this early in the month. Just let it play out. Make sure you are in an actual expansion phase, not in a retracement phase, and not in a consolidation phase, right? I passed 3 evaluations with the time frame alignment model. Let's fucking go. Harsh arts. Why do you have like a little checkbox next to your name? You are a verified YouTuber? Let me check you out your channel. What are you doing on YouTube? 103k subscribers. Damn. Okay. Brother, you're making pencil sketches? That looks sick. That's cool. I like that. The pencil sketch goat. And also, if a prop firm is not on prop firm match, you should not trust it. Yes, don't go with extremely new prop firms. You know how many emails I get every week for affiliation with some prop firm I have never heard about, right? They all have like 500 reviews on Trustpilot, and I've never heard on any of these prop firms. So yeah. I will send you one for free, of course. That's very kind, brother. That's very kind. What would you draw though? Like, what you're good at drawing faces and stuff, right? Yeah, I see the professor from fucking Seshoko. Oh yeah, Casa de Papel. Like I see Harry Potter. Potter is Tuesday, my. Your face, of course. Please make it a chat face, right? Like with a sculpted, sculpted chin, you know? So someone who trades the strictly 1 hour, 4 hour, weekly, monthly, can we trade basically any session as long as the model shows up? Yes, you can trade any session with a 1 hour time frame. You don't need a kill zone. Yes. Euro USD, probably IFG for 15 minutes. I don't like to use a reversal on the 15 minute to determine that the daily candle is gonna flip bullish. So it could be the low of the day, of course, right? If that's what you journaled and that's high probability, right? Then you should go for it. Honestly, I'm gonna wait a little bit. The new 4 hour candle just opened up as well. It might just make the high here and then go lower again. I don't know, right? So I'm sidelined for today. Biggest Nasdaq hater? Yes, it's me. Did you guys watch the video of yesterday where I showed you the loss on EuroCat as well? That was so sad, man. I didn't re-enter either. I was like, nah, fuck this. I always get a headache from cat pairs, but this one looks so good on a higher time frame, just like GBP Cat dropping from the daily fair value gap here. But yeah, I just didn't re-enter, so. OTE Giga Chat, yeah, we need that. I wanna get like a neon sign with OTE or maybe the diamond, and then put it like up here. Would be nice. 10 a.m. news. Oh, we got news. Yeah. Let's watch 10 a.m. news. See what price does, and then we're probably gonna kick it because I have a guitar lessons at in like 1.5 hours, so I need to prep. Need to warm up the fingers, you know. Why did you take that range of DXY instead of the left swing highs? Because there's a daily up close candle here, right? We don't ideally want to see price even exceed this area because we have to go through a daily breaker, right? and an up close candle, which means if that happens, it's probably going to run for all these highs, right? So if you go to the 4 hour, you fractalize your range. We don't take the highs of this range because this is relative equal highs and is a draw on liquidity, but we use the last range, right? That's why I picked this range. Best pairs for New York session. Any dollar-based pair or so, indices, right? Commodities. Anything with the dollar crossed. Where's the video of yesterday? What do you mean? It's on my channel. If you go to my channel, the video I posted yesterday of the 11k in payouts or the 11k in profits. And the 400k in challenges, right? What's your bias this week? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. I'm waiting for today to close. But I'm leaning more towards lower DXY, personally. Oh my god, it's Tom the Goat. What up, what up, Lopez? Well, how have you been? I've not talked to you in fucking ages. How are you doing, my G? Talk about situation where co-related pairs, one hits a 1 hour fair value gap or 4H and the other one doesn't. Depends on swing highs and low that are present. So let's say this is your 4 hour fair value gap, right? Let's say this is, wait, let me take this. Let's say price is coming down like this and we have a high here. And then price does not take out that high. And the other one does take out the high, right? This can be deemed as SMT and you trade the continuation afterwards, right? As long as this fair value gap is in premium, right? And the other one actually hits premium. That's very important. If the other one fails, it's just a matter of relative strength. Smashing Nasdaq. All right. I don't like Nasdaq, but you know that. You gotta, if you're in buys, then you're probably gonna be in an amazing trade. Honestly, I can't put my finger on Nasdaq, brother. Like fucking hell. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm like programmed in my mind already that I don't want to know. I'm very based here. I just need to watch my Forex, you know. What up, Defa? How are you doing, my brother, man? Thank you for the clarity on when to wait for confirmation. I was struggling with that. Let's go. T777-Q7U. NQ is fast. I adapt fast. Fits my best qualities. Well, there you go. Like, you should always trade your personality, right? If you're fast, you're quick with the decisions, you want to have high volatility, intraday, intra-session price action, and you work best with that, that's what you definitely should do. I am more of a, I wouldn't say a slow guy, right? But I like to think about what the 1 hour candle is doing, take my time, make some coffee, you know, stare at this fucking candle being developed for the next hour, and that's how I trade, right? Takes a lot longer, but for me it's more consistent, right? So everybody has, no model is the best model for someone. The model that is best for you is the one you journaled, right? You have the highest win rate on versus risk to reward, and that's what you should trade. How do you use Euro GBP? Just for relative strength, brother. Like if I'm bearish on Euro GBP, right? I think this will go lower, so I already know in the back of my mind the pound is stronger than the euro. So if I'm potentially looking for DXY lower, I will focus on GU higher, right? That's how I work around this. And I don't look intraday on what Euro GBP is doing. I highly prefer just knowing where the higher time frame is going. And if it's unclear, I always go with Euro USD. Should we have traded GU with SMT where it didn't hit premium of the range? You mean today for the shorts? No. No, this is not a good short setup in my opinion. I'm completely lost this week. Brother, it's fucking Monday. Chill. Oh my god, man. We're waiting for information, brother. We're waiting for information. Chill out, you're not lost. You need to wait. Be patient. Do you know how the QQQ is related to Nasdaq? I have no idea what QQQ is, brother. Did we have taken order pairing lows? Maybe. Maybe, we'll see. We need guitar lessons. Nah, I got my guitar lesson in like 1.5 hours, so... We have news in like 5 minutes. Let's just wait for that, see what it does. And I will just wait for a candle closure, daily candle closure, and I think then tomorrow should be easily tradable in either direction. We'll have enough information in a bit. Hey, why you're not answering me? What did you ask? Okay, let me scroll up. What if we close below the gap on EU but not on DXY? How do you approach this? Hey, sorry if I missed your question, brother. Like, chat goes too fast for old man like me. Close below the gap? What gap are we talking about? Be more specific. I don't know which gap you're talking about. Are you the one driving crypto shorts? Yes, it's me. Yes. How do you decide if you want to trade majors versus crosses and exotics? Good question. Typically you want to trade exotics if DXY is in consolidation, so you can clearly see the relative strength. But typically I just choose not to trade at all. You're the most talented bald guy. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know why we always have to include that I'm bald. Like, I mean, I love your live sessions. Will you continue? Yes, I will live stream in my Discord, but not on YouTube. I will try to do it once a week, but probably once every 2 weeks. So I will try to increase YouTube live streams a little bit more, so we can catch up on with the YouTube community. But I'm live like 3 to 4 times a week in Discord. So why you have 2 DXY on any season? I'm not sure what you mean, sir. Do you mean all these DXY charts here? They have different 4-hour candles. Bald, but the best mentor? Mentor of your mentor. Yes, I'm the mentor of your mentor of your mentor. Got news in like 3 minutes. That's what we're waiting for. Then we'll see what we're gonna do. Oh, reasons. Yeah, because of they have different 4-hour closures. So ICT is your mentor? Yes, of course. I use ICT concepts. Your model is awesome. I really love it. Let's go. Cryptics, Rajat. Glad to hear a lot of you guys are using the model. Took me a long time to make it efficient, but yeah, this is not something that happens overnight. I I've entered AUD CHF long, almost TP with your time frame alignment model. Okay, let's see. I fucking hate AUD and CHF, both of these currencies, but we'll just look at what you did. So if we look at the monthly time frame, looks like a monthly expansion higher is possible based on the previous monthly candle. So I hope you're in buys. Weekly is kind of indecisive, but should still trade higher. We look at the daily. We had a big run lower. We close above the OB here. So this is a propulsion block. So you're taking a propulsion block on the daily. Let's look at the 4H. There's no key level on the 4H, so you probably did something else. I would love to take credit for your trade, but I don't see a time frame alignment model entry here. I do see order pairing high to low though. That's what I'm seeing, but regardless, pretty good, pretty good. If you bought, of course. If you didn't buy, then, you know, 1H long from the engineered liquidity, that's pretty good. Your win rate increased 25% using some of your lessons. Thanks, G. Let's go, Rebel XFF. Are you AM's mentor? I'm nobody. I'm not any bigger guys you see, except for one. I have not mentored any of them. I have mentored the MXM trader for a bit, and MXM trader mentored pretty much everybody else you see who has some following right now, right? But no, I don't have like... What do you mean, Deeks? I have 2 different 4 hours. It's just the broker. Like this broker, 4-hour closure starts at like 1 hour ago. It opened up, and the broker from this one, it opened up just now. Oh, we had news. We're missing the news. We're missing the news, man. News is pushing it up. If we get a nice strong closure up here, we'll be bullish. If we get a closure below here, we're gonna be bearish. So just a waiting game at this point. What do you have to say about trading multiple markets with the same model as opposed to trading only EU and GU as I do now? I mean, if it works for you, then just keep doing it, man. My win rate increased when I only traded EU and GU, so I only stick with EU and GU. I still remember it was 2022, you published the first video on time frame alignment model. Well, yeah, it's a long time ago, man. Fucking hell. Nobody was really active in 2022 back then. But I think the biggest issue, I was not on Twitter like for the first 2 years when everybody was just reposting ICT's the 2022 model and stuff. There was no Simulation Sunday. Did you stop it? Make sure to follow my Twitter, guys. I update a lot there also when I drop videos and stuff, right? Also little gems. But I outlined that I'm gonna do a video on how to use a proper continuation purge with a 1 hour IFVG, where I made all this profit from in January, right? That's why I did that video instead of a Simulation Sunday. We're gonna do a Simulation Sunday next week again. So this week, right? This Sunday. Why am I on Tuesday on my DXY chart? I can say that I'm from the future, but I just put the lines on the wrong day. So there we go. Thanks for notifying. I did not notice that. But yes, I'm from the future. Which broker do I use? I use IC Markets for personal funds, and the rest are all prop firms. Bro, gold? What is gold doing? That's crazy, by the way, what it did last week, right? Oh my lord, that's like 10,000 pips drop. That's crazy. Like a 30% correction. Never happened before. So much money got wiped out here. How do you connect all those lines? Well, if you click on one line, you have this little... Okay, let me go to EU, it's easier. If you click on a line, you see a little ball here, right? If you just hold your control button and then drag all across, you select them all, and then you just drag the line. Do you expect the monthly fair value gap on DXY to get taken out maybe in 2 quarters of the year? Monthly fair value gap. You mean this one? I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't really care for what the monthly time frame is doing. If it goes here or here, right? I just want to know what the current monthly candle is most likely to do. So I don't really like doing that long-term perspective. Throws me off intraday. Okay. When did you become profitable and how long were you in the trenches? I started trading in 2019. Took me up until 2022 to become profitable. So that's 3.5 years in, I think. And it took 14 months with ICT concepts to find a proper model. And that worked for me consistently. Breakdown. Okay, we're gonna break down USD JPY, and that's the last thing. Okay, you hit TP, so you're probably bought, right? I suppose. Friday's candle closure was an indication that Monday is gonna trade higher as well, back to this fair value gap. Previous weekly high is the draw, so it should go a little bit higher still, I guess. Let's look at the 1H. Let's divide up at night. Price went into discount of the loss range. We have a CSDOB here. So if you took a 1 hour buy over here, I think that's a valid entry. Even if it closed here and you entered like during London, I think it's still valid. So that would be 1 to 2, I guess, like 30 pips stop loss. Yeah, that would be 1 to 2 R. That's the trade you took, I suppose. ICT was in the 3 years, yes. So from 2019 until 2021, I traded with Raja Banks and lost a lot of money because what he trades doesn't work, for me at least. Because he trades breakout, and it's actually, I think it's actually the least likely model to work out. And then I studied ICT concepts from 2021, and then around like February 2022 I became consistent. And yeah, so it took a bit. Okay, guys, listen. Okay, listen. Who can? Okay, listen. We're done for today. We're waiting for payouts. Yeah, we're waiting for payouts as well. We're waiting for candle closures. Okay, candle closure, very important on the daily time frame. You don't need to trade every single day. Wait for information. Don't be stupid. Don't FOMO. Don't over leverage, right? All these things you don't need to do, right? If you are a, let me see. Let me grab a link. Hold on. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. If you are an aspiring trader, we have a free Discord, right? So you don't have to pay anything. You can just hop in here. Make sure to go in the free Discord. There are a lot of champions in there as well who can trade pretty well already. But if you want a free community, go there, right? Sometimes I reply in the free section as well. So make sure to join that, right? I'm going to head off. I got some stuff to do. I thank you all for joining. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you want to become a profitable trader, of course. And yeah, really appreciate everybody joining, and I will catch you guys whenever. I'll catch you guys whenever.